So there's a consultation I do. I don't know if you can see it very well. It's got this blur background thing, but um, you'll see the tree of life here, and you see the tree of life up here, and the roots down here. And then on the back side, it talks about the spiral of growth. And that's what I want to talk about today, because if you listen to me at all, you know that there's 5 keys to living successfully, feeling at peace and at ease and joyful and abundant and fulfilled in this life. And key number 2 that I talk about is that we are here to learn and grow. The this is an entire school for us. It's spiritual curriculum that we're involved in this temporary experience that we're having on planet Earth. So that growth is not linear. That growth is not two-dimensional. That growth is even beyond three-dimensional. It goes all the way out into that 5D. And so if you can recognize in your life where you feel like you're hitting up against patterns, the same pattern, it's like you're in this hamster wheel and you're going right back to the same spot and right back to the same spot and right back to the same spot. I just want you to take a pause for a minute because one of the things, just like I showed you on that paper, is that growth is not a circle. That growth is not a line. That growth is a spiral. And if you can imagine that, if any of you are familiar with the Fibonacci spiral, look that up. It's really fascinating. But that spiral is growing up and out and up and out and up and out. And so if you were to look at that from a certain perspective, you can look at it and it looks two-dimensional and it looks like I'm hitting the same thing or it feels like that. But if you expand out and you shift that over and you recognize, oh my goodness, I'm actually might feel something that is similar because we have patterns that we're working on. That's the whole point of that consultation is to actually help you uncover those patterns, that lesson that it is that you're working on in this life. One of those core lessons. But if we look at it from that perspective and you really stop and you give yourself some grace and you give yourself some compassion and you evaluate where you are now, the way even that you might be responding to those patterns that feel like that you're on this vicious circle is different if you really stop and acknowledge that. So I would actually encourage you to reflect on that. Give yourself a moment to, at the end of this video, to pause and say, you know, this experience that I'm having, how would I have handled that 5 years ago or something similar to it? What would have happened inside? And if you stop and you say, man, I want to handle that the exact same way, let me ask you the next question is how long would it have taken you to shift out of that reaction that you're having? Perhaps it's something that you're still working through and you're still refining. We're still all polishing that gem that we are. And that's a great way to look at that key about learning and growing. There's nothing broken. There's nothing wrong. We are literally all these beautiful, incredible gems. We are all perfect for what we are here to do. And so all we're doing is refining, we're polishing, we're sparkling ourselves up. So if again, in that reflection, if you stop and say, man, you know what? Okay, I reacted the same way, but it took me an hour, or it took me hours instead of days, or days instead of weeks to move past it. That's growth. That's expansion. So I encourage you again, take a moment, reflect on those things that you feel like might be patterns for yourself, and really give yourself a moment to say, to recognize, to appreciate the growth that you've experienced. And when you do that, what you'll notice is those other leaps and bounds that you want to make in those patterns will happen. You can start to set yourself up for that quantum leap to where now it goes from days to minutes. And now it goes from minutes to, I can see I actually shifted the way I moved through that. Okay, everybody, if there's anything that resonated with you in that, comment spiral of growth. And if you want to acknowledge those things that you personally have expanded into, we'd love to celebrate them with you because we are all on this path of expansion. We're all continuing to practice. There is no end product here. There is no perfectly wrapped present with a bow on it. We're continuing to grow. We're going to continue to expand throughout our entire life. So we might as well enjoy it. We might as well give ourselves some grace. We might as well keep it light and fun, even though we are focused and intent about the expansion that we want to create for ourselves. P.S. This was actually inspired, this share today. I was getting ready to get on here and share a video, and I got a message from an old classmate that I haven't talked to in years. And she saw a post I made and then sent me something that was talking about, wow, you reminded me or I wanted to share with you about this spiral of growth. And I said, oh my gosh, that's actually some of the things that I teach. And one of the additions that I love that she sent that I haven't seen before, but I want to kind of put it out there because I loved it, is to actually do a little drawing for yourself of the spiral or get a little piece of jewelry with that Fibonacci circle, like the seashell, the conch shells, something like that, or something that reminds you of this so that when you are butting up against that and or you're feeling hard on yourself or hitting up against that same pattern, you see this and you remind yourself, take a deep breath. I am making progress. You are making progress. Okay, now I'm done. Have a great one, everyone.